Welcome back to Streamline Investigations. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get straight into an article. Really serious children missing. Search for two young children missing in Canadian forest enters a fourth day. Officials believe Lily 6 and Jack O'Sullivan 4 are lost in woods of Nova Scotia after disappearing on Friday. A frantic search for two children presumed lost in the unforgiving and thickly forested lands of Nova Scotia has entered his fourth day as police in Atlantic Canada expand their search. Nearly 150 searchers have braved rain, fog to track down Lily Sullivan 6 and Jack Sullivan 4, who were last seen on Friday around their home in Pictou country, 100 miles north of east of Halifax, Canada. Their mother, Milhaya Brooke Murray, and stepfather Daniel Martel have told local media they were sleeping with their 60-month-old baby on Friday morning as the older children played in the house. But when they awoke later in the morning, the two children were gone. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police believe the pair, members of the Me-Cam First Nation community of Sipnicatic, wandered off from their home and probably entered a heavily forested area. Among the resources devoted to the efforts have been dog teams with a heavy urban search and rescue team from Halifax, the region's largest city, as well as thermal imaging cameras attached to drones. Police say their work has been strategic and thorough, and they weigh any clues that might suggest likely whereabouts for the children. Wow. But like I said, 4 days, and the young children, how are they going to eat? How are they sort of surviving? They can't really leave it much longer. The search is also the first major undertaken by Nova Scotia Guard, a newly formed volunteer emergency organisation meant to address shortfalls in the province response to crisis in 2023. A flash flood killed 4 people, including 3 children, a tragedy that some residents believe could have been avoided by timely warning sent by authorities. Interesting stuff. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston, a resident of Pictou County, has visited the search headquarters alongside other local officials to offer support for residents and searchers. People in Pictou County and across Nova Scotia are praying for the positive outcome for the 2 missing children. He said in a statement, during this time of worry, please know that our first responders and volunteers are working tirelessly during this 24/7 operation. Foiled at times by inclement weather, more than dozens of search teams are in the field. Everybody in the community is concerned and worried, but we are all hoping for the best year, said Donald Parker, a municipal councillor who the municipality of Pictou County told CBC News it's hard of the whole community. It's incredibly tough. On social media, the Kadik chief Michelle Glasgow questioned the decision not to issue an Amber Alert used when the children were presumed abducted and said the disappearance underscored the need for national alerting system. Please help bring Jack and Lily home, she wrote. Wow. Not looking good, people. It really isn't. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to get into a video, and this is by Ali Katz. Do go and subscribe to them. And the parents of missing children claim they wandered from home when they were sleeping.
Very stressful. I mean, ever since the Friday morning, when we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there.
They happened to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children.
Really, really bizarre incident. Like I said, would they have gone that far? Had they been picked up? I mean, these are things that need to be investigated, I guess. I'm pretty new to this case. Just read the transcript of the report there from The Guardian, and I'll look for more information. I'll put it out in part 2, people. Thank you. The thing that got me about this case, we're going back to the search for the part 2 people missing children, missing in the Canadian forest enters a 4th day. There's someone else who follows cases, and he's the Prophet PI. Let's get straight into this because it's odd. What stuck with me in part 1, where she says, like I said, they've got like a sliding patio door, and sometimes you can't hear the kids go out. And yet she said they're playing, so she must have known they were outside. But that was just quite a weird statement, I thought, that you can't hear, as though she was saying they went off. I think there's more to this than meets the eye.
And Lily and Jack Sullivan over in Nova Scotia, the milk stinks and the water stinks. Somebody lying or somebody's. Right now, everything that's being said sounds rehearsed. And I'm going to say this, guilt is just like pain. It forces you to feel it. And pain is just like guilt. It won't allow you to sleep. It won't allow you to eat. You can't even think straight when that guilt and that pain hit. Can't put my finger on it, but just watch these 2 interviews. Just tell me your thoughts.
Very stressful. I mean, ever since the Friday morning, when we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there.
What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep, and they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them, and they happened to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens, and they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time, and the next thing you knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no, and we get up instantly, we're looking outside, we're looking everywhere, yelling for them, and I instantly just called 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call.
Now, the kids are autistic, and it's just a lot of questions, but this right here, I'm going to say it again, the milk stinks and the water stinks. I pray that they find these babies. I really do. But something is not right.
I agree. Why would the kids go that far? It doesn't make sense. Look at some of the messages. Someone said the stepdad says the mother went to stay with family and blocked him on social media. Oh, when did you see this? I made a response video to another true crime page because they said it was false and misinfo. It's the most recent video. I also just found it in an article from Yahoo News. I know you were just asking where I saw, not saying I'm a liar, with your comment. I didn't want you to think I was categorizing you in the same way as the other person. Okay. When was the last time someone besides the parents saw them, says Terry. Queen of the Elves. I think they were killed earlier in the week and they have had time to get rid of the bodies following this from Australia. Oh my God. I agree. He says that Friday morning, not just Friday morning. I read somewhere that they were not in school a week prior to this too. She was sick at school on Monday. That was the last day they were in school. We will have a little one missing not far from there. He's been gone, I believe, for 4 years. So many rumours are happening. Didn't the stepdad say first day they stayed home Friday because the little girl had a cold? Did the stepfather have a Freudian slip ever since that Friday morning when he noticed when the kids killed them was gone? Killed. Wow. Friday when we noticed strange wording. So Am I the only mother who would be wailing, crumbled heap on the floor and not able to speak? Why is she stopping for ages before she's saying the next words, as it's like she's memorized what they both have come up with, and like a script reading it, I'd be out of my mind screaming. I couldn't even stand. I think there's more to this than meets the eye, people. Let me know what you think, and I'll have some more videos come up on this case as well.